This community centre was going to close, and the actual community said, we're not going to let that happen. Big Local is part of National Lottery. Once we received the lottery money, we revamped this centre because it was cold, so it helped us to refurbish it and make it good to viewers again.
So the full Big Local programme is from an endowment between the National Lottery and the local trust, and this area received one share of that. All in all, the area has had £1.2 million.
That was the first thing that was said to us, you'll never be able to do it. And that was 2015. We're still here and we've proved that we can do it.
A lot of funders will go in and give people money for 3 years or 4 years for a project, and they have the power to decide on whether it goes ahead or not. We don't do that. We give money to people and then say, what do you want to do? And our belief is that over 10 to 15 years, that will leave people and in particular communities in a better place than when we started.
The one rule in Big Local is making sure you have a partnership that has a majority of residents on it, and then they can make the decisions about what would happen with that money, but then they had to go out and consult with the wider community as to what they saw as being the priorities.
We have our board of directors, which are all local people, and then all our volunteers. We decide everything that needs to be done. There's no politicians. We start from the bottom upwards and we all govern the place all together. That's what we do.
You can see in a myriad of places that when you put money into the hands of local people and then patiently you work with them to build their capacity and confidence, what they can do with that is often amazing.
In order to sustain the programme, to keep it going, it had to become a community business that looked after the finances of it as well. And their skills are manifold now, appearing on the media, to be able to run books, to be able to handle a centre, to make sure it's financially sustainable.
That was the biggest learning curve. It was about doing the books, doing everything ourselves, whereas we'd never done that. It's just one big learning curve. And we're still going through it now.
If you can start to negotiate and do deals rather than constantly being placed in a position of being applicant, supplicant, complainant, that changes the conversation entirely. People take responsibility, they take leadership roles. All the stuff that's often completely, for the poorest communities is often completely off the table.
We're not going to sit around and wait for people to give us anything. We've tried that in the past and it's always been, we'll give you this, and then 12 months later they've gone, the money's gone, and we were still in the same position.
Wolverhampton has a population of 260,000 people and a very diverse community as well. Historically, very much around industries such as coal mining and steelworks. The demise of the traditional industries has been very demoralising for different communities, and you might see a fallout from men losing the pride they would have in their jobs and the companionship they would have in their jobs and not seeing their work fellows every day.
The mining jobs that would have gone, steelworks, that's all gone. This neighbourhood is one of the most deprived areas of the country, so a lot of people have not got much and they work hard if they can get work. We've got the charity shop, which is for people who have got not much and they can get clothes really cheaply. We have our community shop, which is with groceries that are cheaper than normal shop. The way that we can sell groceries cheaper is that we've got a very thin budget where we don't make that much money because all the money gets ploughed back into the building then, so as we can carry on doing what we're doing.
I remember the days here when the centre behind us was just empty and cold and devoid of any real life down, and the residents said, we're going to save it. The centre now has won what's known as the Queen's Award for voluntary service.
Our mainstay really is all the free activities that we do. Cooking lessons that is free to the people. We've got 2 community chefs to give them guidance. We've got after school clubs, crafts and arts for the children, but the parents come as well and they do crafting. We hire the centre out for private parties, so it's all about making sure that this centre is sustainable. Everything that people have, apart from the parties, it's all free.
The interesting thing about Big Local is how much it's taught us about relationships between communities and local government. We've seen local councillors becoming partners rather than opponents, a recognition that active and engaged communities are a benefit, they're not a threat. Learning how to build coalitions, gaining a credibility and trust with local people. So, I mean, what we want is to create civic leaders.
After 10 years, we know what we want, what we need. So that was our big thing, was learning the sort of nitty-gritty stuff.
So the people feeling, yes, I'm a part of something, means that hopefully they will go out and use their vote in whichever way they think is appropriate to do. So participatory democracy then leads on to elective democracy, that people do go and have their vote as well as having their say in the community.
We know that people feel safe here. They always say to us, it's our haven. Any community that wants to do something like this, learn your mistakes along the way, but you'll get there in the end, because if you want it bad enough, you'll get there.